Hi there, this is the Heir of Carthage, bringing you some general Rome Total War advice that was requested by one of my YouTube viewers. I had a request for some general, or I guess beginner kind of campaign advice, and then also some advice on tips on how to move your troops around the battle map more efficiently. Now, I'm not the pro at either one, but here's some advice for beginners. Now, in the campaign, one of the questions was, how do you build up your cities economically, which is what I had said that I did. So, a more detailed explanation. This is a brand new campaign. I started with Carthage. Let me give you an idea how I'd get started. Now, if you want to make money in your city, you have to have a happy populace. Here on this, you can see the city's income on this quick chart right underneath the name. It's its loyalty and the population. Now, if this is a green face, that means they're happy. Yellow is less so. Blue is not so good, and red means they're about to riot or rioting. And on the population increasing, green means that it's increasing. An orangish yellow color indicates that it's increasing slowly, and red means that the population is decreasing. This dashed blue line coming from the port represents a sea lane, or where trade is taking place between ports. And if you'll notice on the battle map, there's valuable resources listed around your city. See here, let's look at one. Here it says grain, a valuable resource. Timber, a valuable resource. Up here by Carolus, I believe there's wine. Yeah, wine. So anyway, you need to build up to your economic strength. The Carthaginians and any faction would do well to have a lot of sea trade, because that's where you make a lot of money. So let me show you how I build up my cities first. I try to minimize my army because this saves you money. It costs you every turn for the amount of troops that you have, and the more troops you have, the more expensive it is to maintain. Here's the settlement details scroll. You can look at it to get an idea of what your city needs. In the very beginning of the game, your cities are going to be pretty happy, but they're going to become pretty unhappy pretty fast. So the first things that you should do is build up economic and cultural buildings. It's always a good thing to start with sewers or public baths, because they reduce this squalor here that holds back your public order and your population growth. Then the next thing that I do is I build buildings to keep the populace happy, like temples, coliseums, execution square for the Carthaginians, and whatever taverns for the barbarian factions. And then what I'll usually build is a port. You always want to upgrade your ports, because this increases your sea trade. And as you get the opportunity for it, you should build academies if that's available to your faction, because it helps to manage your city better. The last buildings I will build will be military buildings, or I will build them as specifically needed to fight off a threat. So I always begin the game rather defensively in this manner. So that's how I build up my cities. I go in cultural and economic, get first priority, until I start to be able to make some money. And let me show you how well this works. So I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so this is my campaign that I made a video out of not too long ago. I've been playing it since. And if you look at my cities here on the screen, you'll see that almost all of them are turning a profit. Some of them are turning huge profits. Like Croton over here is turning 3,188 denarii every turn. This is largely a result because I built up my economy first. If you also notice out here in the Mediterranean, you're going to see these dashed blue lines, or at least I hope you can see them. That represents sea trade that's going on around my empire, so that valuable resources are traded and profit can be made. So you'll see right here, they're all over the sea, and those represent money. Lots and lots of money. And if you'll notice my money right here, if you can see this, it says 783,371 denarii. And I am not cheating. I have not cheated in any way, shape, or fashion on this campaign. So that is why building up your cities in the way I suggested is very useful. It works as the Carthaginians. I haven't tried this specific use on other factions as much. But in any case, hopefully that helps you understand a little bit better how I build my cities in the campaign. Now let me give you some advice on the mini-map. Alright, so here's the deployment screen. You can sit here and listen to your general's speech if you want. Sometimes they say something pretty funny. So there's my men, getting all riled up. Yeah, see? Anyway, when you're done with that, click Start Deployment, and here's the deployment screen. The computer will generally deploy your army for you in some manner. It usually sucks, so I don't recommend that you do it. Sometimes the computer will give you a decent alignment as the Romans. They'll put you in like an ace or triplex formation or something. But in any case, let's say that I want a single line of phalanx. I can select my units by holding Control and then double left clicking the unit type. That will select all of that unit type. Or if I simply want all of my infantry, I can push Control and then I, and it'll select my infantry. You can push F to take them out of phalanx formation or whatever special you have, or you can click this button here. This is the loose formation button. That can be also done by pushing C. This is the disable or disable guard mode button. That can be undone by pushing D. Anyway, here's the run button, or you can push R. You can group your units by pushing G, or you can use this triple white flag icon here. So if I want to group them, then I can click this eagle icon and I can put them into different formations. You can do that by pushing shift and numbers also. Personally, I find it easier to not have them grouped. You can do whatever you like, so you can push G to ungroup them. I like to right click and drag my units into the formation I want. So I want my phalanxes about like that. I'm going to select my missile units by either Control and double right click the slingers, or I can push Control M to select my missile units. So I'm going to drag them out. I want them, say, in front. You can put them wherever you want with your army. And let's say I want my cavalry, which I can either double right click, Control double right click the cavalry, or I can push Control C to select cavalry. I'm going to drag them out behind my phalanx line. So you can right click and drag units into the formation you want. Observe, you can do it one unit at a time. You can drag them out thin. You can make it really narrow, however you want. Get it? Okay, good. So once again, I'm going to drag them back into a proper line. Now, movement about the battlefield. Hopefully I have time to show you this because my enemy is going to come attack me. If you want to move all of your troops in formation, select the troops that you wish to move in formation, hold down the Alt key, and then right-click where you wish them to move. If you wish to see where your troops are moving, hold down on the space bar, and it will show you where they are headed. If you wish your troops to run quickly, like I said, you can push the R button or the little foot icon down to the right. There they will run. Or you can push it again and they will go back to a walking pace. Your slingers and other missile units will skirmish automatically. You can push the S key to turn off skirmish, or the icon that says skirmish right here. Okay, so to move around the battlefield a bit quicker, I like to use these tactics. So watch, I'm going to drag my slingers and run them into position. Here I go. I'm going to get my infantry and run them up to protect. And then I want to take my cavalry out to the flank to face the enemy cavalry here. So I'm going to run them out to the flank. I want my slingers to stand and fight, so I'm going to push S. And they're going to start engaging the enemy missile troops. And my cavalry's on the move. Now I'm leaving my phalanx out of phalanx formation. You can do that sometimes to trick your opponents, and it also helps your phalanx troops to move around the battlefield quicker. So I'm going to bring in a strike on his cavalry. I'm just demonstrating how to move around the field quicker. You can double right click on an enemy to charge, or you can single right click to just simply attack. I'm running short on time, so I don't know what else it is that you may want to see. Cavalry also has this wedge formation. I don't really know what it's good for. I never use it, so that's up to you. So there I am attacking the cavalry. One thing that's handy about being able to move your troops well is you can do a move the Prince of Macedon likes. It's called the phalanx charge. Watch this. And keep my phalanx troops out of formation. Run them as one group by right-click and dragging, and run them into position. I'm almost out of time, so I have to hurry and do this. So anyway, I hope these tips have helped, and that if you're a beginner or a relative newcomer, that you learn a little bit from it. I thank the person who made the request, and anybody please let me know if you have requests in the future. Hope you enjoyed the video.